Hello everybody, Burnedoutguy here, and welcome back to Foundry. So, last episode we put this little thing together where we're mining for Telluxite ore, and we're going to be bringing this stuff home. So, like we all noticed in the last episode, there wasn't exactly enough to fill up both of these belts. So I think what we should start off by doing is going down there and finding out what levels the other ones are at, and then mining out at least four more and making sure that that's full. Well, at least two more chunks. I mean, so we can put four more of these big miners on it, anyways. So yeah, let's go. So if we come in here and we use our little gadget here, 79. 79 seems to be the next one. Seems like there's two more on 79. No way. I'm gonna have to dig farther out that way. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, oh, no way, you can get up right up in these ships too? Ah, that's so cool. Hey man, how's it going? Oh yeah. Good job. Good job touching that screen. That's pretty cool. Didn't realize you can get right up into those things. Alright, so back here, I made another little section. If we go and we use our scanner here, and we check out back here, the thing goes all the way down there. And if we put a elevator here and another shaft there, well, we should be able to hit the rest of them without having any problems. And this will be like I guess our junction area, right? All right, so let's get this stuff on the go here. All right, so now that's put in. That's put in. Now we just got to start this and tell this to go to floor 79. We'll just call this mining floor 2. Perfect. And this will be mining floor 1. Beautiful. And confirm. So you're going to do you, and we'll wait till you're done. Ah. All right, let's try that and see if that was the problem. Oh, it is. There we go. Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm. Bam, there's one. That wasn't too bad to find. Here's the second one. No, really, is there really 3 of them here? There is. Do we need 3? No, I think we just need the 2 of them. We'll stick with 2. That's not good. Oh boy, there's something a problem to deal with, isn't there? Interesting. There we go. We can put the bottom in. Now that will construct itself like we found out earlier. We'll just have to put a transformer down here so this thing floor gets power. We'll have to power these things when we put them in. So let's go do that now. Alright, so we got it being fed this janky way. So I have this line being split up into 2. And this one feeding into it, and then these 2 feeding into that one. Oh, this I guess doesn't like that, right? Alright, let's change that. There. And then that will fill in the blanks whenever there's a blank or whatever. And then we'll go and we'll split those rows upstairs as well, so. I guess that's it for this area. So now, if we flip this one here, we put you into there, take you, and put you into there. This should give us technically 2 full belts, hopefully. I'm kind of hoping, anyways. But anyways, that's enough with the down here. We should have more than enough being fed home now. So I think I'm happy with that. So this seems like it's a pretty good platform, a good thing to start with. So I think we'll start by putting in the 2 ships to come in and deliver the product. I think would be a good start, right? All right, so now we got these things. They're probably like the other ones, so if I face them with the antennas at the back, we'll be okay, right? There we go. So now our ship should come over here and land here. These do have power, so I want to see that happen. And do I gotta configure these or something? Set name. Unnamed station. We'll call this home base. Okay, so that one's off. All right, now I figured this out. You got to name the destination. So apparently capitals matter. So that's cool. That's very cool. They don't have a huge distance to go, so that makes transport pretty fun. That's pretty neat. I like that. So cool, man. So cool. There we go. Now we got the freight elevators. From the freight elevators, we're gonna get these guys crushing right away. All right, and then we'll re-output them to the outside, so that way we input here and output there, and it'll be the same thing on both sides here. So we'll just duplicate this over here. So, then after that, we got these things here. Look how chunky these things are, man. Like, wow, chunky, chunky, chunky. And then there's do they have outputs on the sides too? They do. So they have outputs on every single side. All right, so let me have a look at this and figure out how I want to do this, because we're going to have these ones cooking and these ones cooking, and I want to make as much fluid as this as we can, right? Like, that's the goal. All right, so I was thinking something a little along the lines of this. I need to build more arc furnaces, but these things are so huge. All right, so this line will come and feed this one. This one will obviously feed this line, and then, like I said, I'll just double it on this side afterwards. And then we'll plop everything into a tank, and then from the tank, we'll feed out to whatever production line we're going to go to next. So this whole top platform right here is pretty much all going to be all dedicated to making that fluid. And then after that, well, we'll decide whether we go down with it or what. Not quite sure what we're gonna do yet, but let's continue. All right, so I'm liking this. I like this setup. This is really nice. I redid some things. I kind of had to, I couldn't leave it all quirky and janky like that. That was just like, no, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Oh, I had to redo it all. I had to put it all straight. I couldn't do it. Sorry. All right, so now we got all the crushing set up. We got the smelting. We got the arc furnaces all in line, and we have now a drum to build. So let's get all that up and running, and then we'll start. We'll hook these up, and we'll start producing some of that beautiful pink juice. Oh, first things first is we'll take care of the old drum here. Oh, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got everything loaded and hooked up here. Everything looks pretty good. No complaints. Only complaint is I just don't think that these are going to be fast enough. And you're going to see whenever these things come back, the loading speed isn't phenomenal. It's not amazing. So I don't know. I will wait until they come back and I'll show you what I mean. And these crushers, this is like seriously overkill. Apparently 2 crushers could have done the job of all of this. Um, yeah. So like this is all for nothing. All right, so here's correct problem number 1. I'll bring this stuff home. Oh, there you go. There's a temporary fix to our temporary problem, I guess. We'll have to see how well this goes. And like when this one backs up, well, the other ones will just all go to the other one. So I think this should be fine. Famous last words. Wonder if this is like Minecraft. It is like Minecraft. That's hilarious. All right, that's cool. That's pretty cool. At least you can get rid of the water source blocks. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. There you go. That should help with the throughput problem, I think. Should always keep the belts full that way. All right, so I think this is what we're gonna kind of do here. As you can see, the more ports you put on, you can pull out just as fast, right? So I'm pulling out 2 full lines, which is furnishing 4 machines. These 2 I'll hook up after, once I like reconfigure this again. So the plan is that we're gonna have 4 outputs and we're gonna have 4 inputs, and I'll show you that over there afterwards. But I'm just trying to refigure out the how this is gonna work, and then I haven't thought out how. I think it's gonna be like 2 as well here. So it's gonna be like we're gonna have 2 crushers and then 2 smelters on one line. This line will have 2 crushers, 2 smelters, 2 crushers, 2 smelters, 2 crushers, 2 smelters. Something along those lines, I think, is going to be the key. And then we'll obviously do the same thing here, so that way we can try to do 2 of these little productions. But then I just got to figure out how many of these are actually being used. I think it's only the 1, because I don't think this one got used at all during that process. So we might be getting rid of a lot of these. We may have made a lot of these for nothing. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the throughput and everything. But these are going to be difficult to use. I'm not truly liking them. But I don't want to run 16 different belts over here either. Like from over there, that would just look absolutely horrendous. Okay, so let's go over here and I'll show you kind of what I want to do. So as you can see, we have 1 belt per elevator coming up, right? Well, what the plan is going to be from this point on is we're going to do 4 different elevators, bringing up stuff. Each one of those miners on that first level is going to connect to its own elevator. That's going to go load 1. We're going to do the same thing for the next level down. That's going to go load this one. I'm really hoping that these are going to load really quick on 4 as to oppose of just 1. Probably will. It should load 4 times faster, correct? So it means we should be able to throw in 2,000 items in here 4 times faster than 1 belt. Okay. The next thing we got to do is we're going to set up 2 more pads here, 2 more pads here, and 2 more pads here. And if we do another 2 more or maybe even 3 more sections of this massive thing going down, we could hook up all of these on individual things, and then they could feed that over there. See this? I'm not liking these because they only hold 2,000 items, and it's. I'm hoping they come out with a train, because if they come out with a train, this is gonna like be totally. Yeah, this has got to go. So the idea is I'm gonna work through this in between episodes. I just want to give you the idea of what needs to be done in order to make these things good, because yeah, they do have a lot of inputs on them. Okay, you got some there in the front, you got some on the side, so they're meant to be loaded fast and unloaded fast, so that way they can go over there and come back really quick, right? So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can get away with just like having these two and then 2 more. I'm let me try that first. We'll get that ready for the next episode, where I'm gonna have these 2 and then 2 more on this side being fed. So that means I'm gonna have to go downstairs and do a bunch more mining and get that all set up. And then if this one goes over, I should have the other one waiting above to get unloaded. Then this one comes back, and while it's getting unloaded, the other one should be getting unloaded over there. And then they should just kind of like swap back and forth from that point on, is kind of what I'm hoping. All right, so that's going to be the plan. My God, I wish these things were a little bit better. Maybe it's just me that's not using them right. If you got any comments or thoughts below, please let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear that, and then we'll kind of work this out as a team, and then maybe we can come up with a very, very good way of loading these things and making them super fast. Um, I know we haven't got to the fracking part yet, and I'm kind of scared a little bit because I have no idea what that involves, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, let's make this a little bit better, and then we'll move on from there. So today was a little bit of a shorter episode, only because I'm trying to fix my Jeep, and I'm spending a lot of time fixing my Jeep. Very important, because I got to go back to work soon, after me having surgery and everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care. In the next episode, I should have this all set up and show you exactly what I meant. And I'm pretty sure I explained it well enough that we need 4 elevators per ship to load and unload. And then I want to have a double setup of this. So, peace out, everybody. Let's get this done. Later.